Hello, I am Quinny. Welcome to the channel, guys. In this video today, we are here for episode 3 of the Road to Glory series. As always, we'll be previewing players from all around the world that the Sorare scouts and managers from all over the world have suggested to come into the Road to Glory squad to help us win prizes that I'm going to give away to you guys. Now, we have picked up 2 players already, and I did give us a starting roster of a couple of guys already. So before we go into any profiling and any scouting in the video today, let's get a little lay of the land of where we're at. So when you're on Sorare, if you type in Quinny or FC Barcelona, that's my Sorare club, whatever you want, drop us a follow when you're over there, hit the squads button and scroll all the way to the bottom and you're going to find the Road to Glory squad here. Now last week we brought in CASA and Monroe into defence, and on top of Daniel Was, who you guys suggested, we're now up to 6 players. Now, when I look at the forward options, Magno doesn't come back until MLS season, and Tony doesn't even seem to be getting into the Dundee United squad anymore. So do we need forward options? I'm quite happy with the 3 guys we've got in midfield for the time being. And CASA and Monroe is a capable defender, but he's our only defender. We don't have a goalkeeper yet, but we are mainly playing with commons, and we do have a good selection of common goalkeepers. Guys like Diego Costa at Porto, Donnarumma at PSG. Now, all the players that you guys have been nominating are getting put into this watch list on Sorare Data. There is hundreds of players here, and I'm putting all these player profiles out in short form content across Instagram and TikTok. My handles are at the bottom of the screen now. If you don't follow me on those platforms, please do. They will be on YouTube as well, but you know, it's just one of these things. The more places you see me, the more places you're likely to catch it, because there's going to be a lot of this stuff everywhere. And some of these guys are real gems, and some of them are at fantastic price points. I do my best to put the best ones into this video, of course, but we've not got all the time in the day. When you go into Sorare Data, if you search for FC Barcelona RTG watch list, drop it a wee heart, drop it a wee follow, and then you can go into all the different statistics and all the makeup of the players involved. Now, in the video today, I'm going to be previewing the players that you suggested in last week's video. If you want your suggestion to be highlighted and considered to potentially win this week's giveaway, then drop a comment in this video down below of the player that you would like to suggest. Now, if you do have access to the watch list, I recommend having a wee look in there and seeing if they're in already, because we are starting to get some duplicate suggestions, which just compounds my confidence in your scouting ability and the guys that you guys are bringing to the table for the Road to Glory series. If I buy the player you suggest, then I'm going to give you a card for free next week. After you've watched the video today, if you jump onto the homepage on my YouTube channel and hit the community tab where you'll see all the posts that I make on YouTube, you'll see the latest post is a poll of the top 3 options from this video that I'm considering buying. Whoever suggested the player that I ultimately do buy, I'm going to give them a card as a reward. And if you participate in the vote and drop a comment down below, it can be anything you want on the YouTube poll, then I'm also going to enter you into a giveaway onto the live stream tomorrow, Thursday, with me and Harry Trades as we preview the weekend game week. So don't miss out. Get involved in both the giveaways on the YouTube poll as well as in this video here. At any point in the video, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and let's get stuck into it. Now, Ryan Flamengo is 20 years of age. He is under 23 eligible for Sorare until 2027, an L15 of 51, an L5 of 48, and at under £10, this could very easily be a fantastic wonder kid option for the Road to Glory series. He hasn't played very often, but twice already he's broken the 90 mark, and it's 2 games where he's actually played in midfield and he's managed to score. Now, Vitesse are well known for bringing through up-and-coming young talent, and an under 23 defender, come defensive midfielder, for under £10 in this kind of profile is very attractive. It's a great suggestion, and I'll definitely be adding it into the watch list. Olympic Manager has suggested Juan Brunetta of Santos Laguna in Liga MX. The 25-year-old Argentinian midfielder has got an L15 of 15 and an L5 of 57. At £30 for the midfielder, you're maybe thinking, that doesn't really add up. But when you look at his latest scores, he's really coming into his own. He's really coming into form. He can get goals. He can get assists. And with Liga MX starting back at the end of January, beginning of February, this is a great potential card to run through the summer months on Sorare. He takes the free kicks, he takes the corners, and having a midfielder that can get involved in every facet of the game, tackling, passing, interceptions, you name it, and then has the guaranteed potential of setting up assists assists and creating big chances in the game through set pieces is always an amazing dynamic to have in any Sorare midfielder. He's wearing green and white hoops and he looks like an absolute boss midfielder. Juan Bernetta is a great suggestion and I'm definitely going to be adding him into the watch list. Callum Goodwin, one of the Sorare scouts and managers from around the world, has recommended Pablo de Blasis of Cartagena, who's recently been suspended and the team hasn't been in great form and it's maybe masking some of his potential. His latest statistics, his L15 is 48 out of 100, his L5 is 43 out of 100, and his Sorare fantasy football, that's not really going to cut the mustard. He's under £4 at the moment. But when we examine further, this guy's club captain, he takes all the set pieces and he is capable of breaking over 70 points when he does get an assist and when he does get a goal for Cartagena. The reliability of a card like this that plays every single game is club captain. He is over 30. He's actually 34, which normally is a bit of a bad thing. But in this situation, for me, it just makes him much more of a stalwart in the team and much more of a known quantity coming into every game week. You're riding your luck on a guy like this, doing the damage and really coming in big for you, but the floor is so high. And for £4, bearing in mind in Cat Mode limited on Sorare, we can win £5 a game week. I think this midfielder is incredible value for money. And Beardiful Jack, one of my favourite Sorare scouts and managers from around the world, has recommended Maurice Monroe for the Road to Glory series. He's under £10 and plays in the Austrian Bundesliga. At the moment, the former Augsburg striker is in a real purple patch. He started to get some form before the winter break, before the World Cup, and he's starting with goals and assists coming into his game, starting to break that elusive 70 mark. Whenever we're picking up forwards for Sorare fantasy football, getting goals and assists isn't everything. We want them to have something else a part of their game so that when they do get one goal, they do get one assist, because asking for more than that is a bit much sometimes. They have the all-around game backing that up. They make passes, they make interceptions, that kind of thing, where the one decisive action kicks their score up to not just 60, but potentially 70s and 80s. That's the kind of scores we want to get on the leaderboard. And finding a forward that has that in their locker for around the £10 mark, who is also under 23. He's under 23 eligible on Sorare until 2025. I think it's a potentially fantastic pickup, and I'm definitely going to be adding him into the watch list. Is Sugarwater the most underrated fullback in European football? True always suggested him for the Road to Glory series on the channel, and when I look at the AZ right back, he's only £27 for a limited. His last 15 scores, he averages 55 points out of 100. His L5 even better. And when you look at the scores that the fullback has been clocking in, out of 100 this season so far, I'm beginning to think that this right back is probably one of the most slept on fullbacks in European football. He's versatile enough to play all the way up the right-hand side of the pitch and has even filled in for AZ and right wing when other players have not been available. On the form he's had since moving to Holland, he might feel hard done to not to make the Japan World Cup squad. And that's perhaps part of the reason why he is so slept on, because I think a player like this who can do both sides of the game so effectively, tackle, pass, intercept, win their duels, and make the difference in the final third of the pitch from right back, is always a real hot commodity in world football. And at the age of 22, I think Sugarwater is only going to get better, and it won't be long before he's linked to the good and the great of European football. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how Sugarwater does over the second half of the year. And Jeremy Graham is brought as Jeremias Ledesma of Cadiz. He reckons he's the most bang-for-buck goalkeeper on Sorare Global Fantasy Football. And the 29-year-old Cadiz goalkeeper has got the scores to back it up. He's currently just under £70, which for a goalkeeper is pretty cheap. Especially when you look at these scores. Not only does this guy rock in huge scores, but Cadiz don't get actually very many clean sheets. And having a goalkeeper that doesn't need a clean sheet to score very well is a bit of a cheat code. He does have the ability, of course, to score horribly well, horribly bad, if Cadiz have a horrible fixture and concede over 3 goals. But in fantasy football, we need goalkeepers to facilitate teams, and most of the time, it doesn't really matter what stature a team they play for, because if they don't get a clean sheet, they don't get a clean sheet, and it's such a hard thing to get in football. So you're really after a guy, a goalkeeper that can be very busy between the sticks, make lots of saves, be successful in passing, and doesn't make mistakes. Ledesma is a great bang-for-buck choice, and I'm definitely going to add him into the watch list. Do St. Truden have an elite forward pairing? Ross Hill, one of the Sorare scouts and managers from around the world, thinks that Daiichi Hayashi and Gianni Bruno are a great strike team, and both of them are worth consideration for the Road to Glory series. Now, Hayashi gets an average score over the last 15 games of 48 out of 100. He's under £20 at the moment, and he's a striker that does break over 70. And in Sorare Fantasy Football, that's what we want to see from forwards. Guys that get goals and assists, but can still get 70 or 80 points out of 100. Gianni Bruno at 31 has got even better scores and is even cheaper. The Belgian striker looks to be the main target man in the team, and it feels like there's a real correlation between both of these guys. And as we can see on this chart on Sorare data, both of their scores hang really closely together, and that kind of correlation is fantastic for fantasy football. It normally means one makes the assist, one makes the goal. And when you can have two players benefit from the one outcome, that is just beautiful. For a combined price of about £35, I'm definitely going to add in both of these strikers in the Road to Glory series because that correlation is absolutely fantastic. Now, Liel Abada looks like one of the best forwards to be playing the Sorare Cat Mode, and Liam Mulroney has recommended him here for the Road to Glory series as a good shout as a young talent. In the Sorare Cat Mode, we can only pick 5 players whose total average score over the last 15 games is below 240 points out of 500. Liel Abada's average score out of 100 over the last 15 games is 42, and that's not because he's a bad player. It's because he doesn't start very often. He's very much a boom or bust option. He's either going to start and get some decisive actions like goals and assists, but he's very capable of doing the same thing from the bench. And because Celtic have such a deep array of strikers at the moment at the club, it's very difficult to see any of them getting real consistent minutes, which is absolutely perfect for the Sorare Cat Mode, where we can win £5 a game week from that team scoring 250 points a game week. Abada at £29 for a forward option that is tailor-made for this division, I think is a great option. The sky is the limit, and I only expect Abada to get better, and I only expect him to get more minutes. So right now, he's very good for this Cat Mode, but he could grow to being a main player in my fantasy team. He's under 23 until 2026, and under 23 forwards that can score goals and make assists are super valuable on Sorare. Don't forget to join me for the live stream tomorrow, where I'll be picking the Road to Glory team that we're going to play this week in the hope of winning some prizes to give away to you guys. Now's the time to jump onto the channel homepage and enter your vote for who we bring into the club for the Sorare Road to Glory series here on the channel. On screen there now is some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.